Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. So in today's video I'm going to take you guys through the latest EZA that was added to Dbz Dokkan Global, and that is the EZA for INT Gogeta. So INT Gogeta is a pretty good unit. Obviously he was a bit outdated with his lacking of defense. He was still pretty decent offensively. But now he's going to get a bit of a buff and he's going to end up becoming a very solid unit. He does still lack a tiny bit defensively, even at Rainbow. But that's fine because his offensive capabilities and now his utility, his ability to dodge, crit hit, his buffing of attack for himself and his lowering of attack and defense on his super attack all really help make up for that slight defensive frailty that he has. And when I say slight, I mean very slight. He's way better defensively, he's much more improved. So the category for this is movie bosses. It does end up being movie bosses, extreme int and extreme physical, that end up having the advantage the entire way through. As you can see, we can take a look at some people's teams. So I'll run this team with like a full extreme physical lineup. And then afterwards what we're going to do is at the end of the video, if you want, after I go through Gogeta a little bit, there will be a segment, like a little 3-minute clip of me doing the best free-to-play team that I can run, well, mainly free-to-play team that I can run, and it finishes stage 31. So hopefully if you are struggling, you can take that team along with you. But we'll take a look at the team just now, but we'll just take a look at, obviously you get your 30 stones. You get your EZA medals for Gogeta. I've done a video on him, which hopefully will also be posted up tonight alongside this one, and you can click that if you want to know exactly how good Gogeta is. But he's going to change to attack 120%, defense 120%. He's going to gain an extra a medium chance to dodge with 1 rainbow orb, an extra 20% attack with 2 rainbow orbs, and he's going to gain the high chance to crit, that's 50% on 3 rainbow orbs, which is all pretty good considering he has a multitude of rainbow orb creators on the teams that he is on. And obviously on his SA he now raises defense and lowers attack and defense as before. The raising of defense is 20%, which is okay. He will gain a decent whack of defense, nothing too crazy. But it will definitely help him out after supering, make him just that little bit tankier so that he can reduce the amount of damage that he takes. So these are your free-to-play options in terms of movie bosses. The ones we'll end up using are the physical metal cooler, the movie bosses freezer, we'll end up using the metal cooler army, and we'll end up using the int Broly as well. So we will end up using quite a few of those. But for now, this is the team that we'll be running. This is the movie bosses lead, Broly. He's 170% lead for the movie bosses type. We've obviously got the physical cooler. We've got the giant form slug because he shares big bad bosses with cooler. And then we've got this Broly to link with the other Broly, EZA physical Broly. And then we have the floating metal cooler free to play card and the free to play movie bosses support type golden freezer. So as per usual, the first couple rounds of this, EZA won't be too hard. They're going to be nothing too spectacular. We'll be able to get through them quite quickly, and then we will drop back in to take a look at rounds 10, 20, and 30. And then we'll take a look at 31 afterwards, because obviously we just want to show off that slightly improved free-to-play team that they ended up working out a little bit afterwards. After creating this team. But this team is pretty manageable. Lots of friends will have up their movie bosses Broly, and he's one of those cards you can usually easily find quite a well duped and equipped friend. He's been around for a while, he's used for world tournaments, so he is around, and he does, a lot of people use him and have him in their teams, so he's pretty good. Plus his leader skill is really good, he's full power and movie bosses lead, so yeah, you'll definitely be able to find quite a few of them. In terms of the missions are pretty straightforward. They are defeat stage 10 in 1 minute 15 or less, defeat stage 20 or higher in 1 minute 50 or less, and defeat stage 20 or higher with a full team of movie bosses. So it's an easy 5 stones there as well. Obviously if you manage to meet all the requirements, which I don't think is too hard, and even then you can always come back and get them, so it's not the end of the world. Plus we will get the requisite 10 INT grand cars, so if you have your Gogeta at 10 already, you're in luck. You're going to gain 5 grand cars for the INT type. If you do not, unfortunately you will be basically investing all your cars into Gogeta, but he's well worth it, so there's no love lost there. Unfortunately, he starts as Super Saiyan Gogeta, so there's no way to farm his SA from like the stock standard Gogeta that you can farm for the LR from the Broly movie event. So yeah, there we go. Stage 2 cleared nice and quick. Again, at this stage we're not too worried about anything. I was never really worried about anything with my team build that you see here. The only thing that I was slightly worried about was when I was not struggling, but my damage was not that impressive. Like if I didn't start a turn with the Broly's linked together, or maybe Cooler next to Lord Slug to get big bad bosses, my damage was a little bit wonky. Plus linking was also a bit of an issue, so you can experience that a little bit, especially if you go with only a movie bosses team. But that's okay, you know, it's one of those things that happens. It's one of the symptoms of extreme teams over other teams, is that generally categories like movie bosses, Realm of the Gods, things like that, those categories when you're using extreme teams need to take on a certain like archetype or trope within that category. Like Realm of the Gods has to all be Goku Blacks and Zamasus, or you know, like here movie bosses all have to be Saiyans, usually like Turleses and Brolys, and because the linking is wonky between things like a Namekian and a Saiyan, or like a Cooler and a Broly, they don't really link up, like because most Brolys don't have big bad bosses, whereas Cooler does, so it's one of those things. But yeah, so far so good, nothing too crazy, just going through perfectly fine. We'll just stop at level 4 and then do 10, 20 and 30 afterwards. As you can see, not much has changed too much, just picked up some resistances to super types, so you just need to keep an eye out on that as well. As you go through these fights, obviously they pick up resistances, immunity to stunning, sealing, attack lowering, defense lowering, so there's plenty that goes around. So just obviously keep your eye out on that and just try to, you know, make sure that you stay on top of that, not get too caught up in trying to attack lower or anything like that. It's not going to work later on. It may work in the beginning, but later on it's not going to work at all, so just keep that in mind and then you'll be okay. So yeah, round 4 also nothing that makes us too concerned. We go to bed at night quite peacefully on round 4. I think most players, especially if you use that free-to-play team I use afterwards, you could probably go the whole way. It's only got 2 summonable cards in it, but it does require a bit of work. You would have had to play the game for a little bit to use it, because you do need the Metal Cooler army. But yeah, I think most players could definitely get to round 5. You know, most super new players could definitely get to round 5 here. You know, the Broly alone, pretty much, if you just run them under some kind of manageable lead, can probably get you to that stage alone. So yeah, definitely something to keep your eye on, because you can get a couple stones here as a new player, and you can get a couple cars, like maybe 1 or 2 int cars if you're lucky and get to round 10. So yeah, definitely keep your eye on that, and yeah, we'll see where it goes from there. But so that's stage 4 done nice and easy, or sorry, stage 10 done nice and easy. As you can see, we got our grand car. It really wasn't a problem. We finished our special mission, so team's going quite smoothly so far, very, very, very smoothly. So we'll jump to stage 20, and we'll just take a look and see how we do here. Obviously you can see that we've picked up full resistance, so you can't be sealed, can't have his attack and defense lowered, can't be stunned. He's only weak to extreme int and extreme physical. So now's the time where we can kind of, you know, take a look at exactly who we could stick in this team. If we weren't just wanting to go with a physical lineup, we could obviously throw in Bojack, we could throw in Janemba, would be a good one. We can throw in the Golden Freezer, the Metal Cooler support. There's quite a few cards we could use. So there are a couple options that you can run, but don't worry about it if you just want to continue going with the physical team, that's going to be your best bet anyway, so really don't worry about it. That's your best bet, so just keep trucking along, really. Stage 20 also didn't really pose any problems. Again, we didn't really have too many issues with this stage overall. The only real issue that we ever truly had was simply just the fact that our damage was a little bit too low. So it always just kind of felt a little bit like a bit of a slog. I won't lie, it was a little bit sloggy. It felt long. So whenever an EZA feels long, you know that your team's kind of tanky, but not really great on damage. Because generally later on, these guys just become health sponges, where they start just soaking in attacks. And we also have weird stuff happen, like Lord Slug with Giant Form, which is great, but does slow down damage. So it's like catch-22 situation. He Giant Forms, you can't take damage, there's no risk of dying, but you know, half the time he doesn't super, and then you kind of like just can't continue playing the game. So yeah, we're gonna end up pushing through stage 20, and then we'll get to stage 30. Again, honestly, the only thing that we have a problem with here is just simply the fact that we do not have as much damage. And if we had damage, we wouldn't be too bad this stage. The free-to-play cards just lack quite a bit of damage. Freezer's not a damage dealer, he's a support and somewhat of a tank. The physical metal cooler's really not even close to being any form of damage. I mean, he's barely a tank, he just heals. So, you know, and then later on you'll see us add in the metal cooler and the Broly, who are, you know, all alright, but they're not, again, anything too impressive offensively. So you can see that we're just somewhat struggling in terms of damage here, especially with trying to take these, you know, free-to-play cards. But yeah, overall, I'm not too upset about anything. I think this team does perfectly fine, even though it can be a little bit grindy. Just put something on while you're at home or you got a bit of spare time. Put your phone on the table, stick it on charge, and just tap it out. Just push it through and get your stones and your medals to awaken Gogeta. There's a little bit grindy, but nothing too crazy. It won't cause you any headaches or panics at all. I don't think it's one of those super difficult ones, and I think the category is wide enough and the free-to-play pool is wide enough that, you know, you definitely can get it done. So don't panic too much about it. We do manage to get all our challenges done as well, so as much as I say we lack damage, you know, we do manage to get the 1 minute 50 challenge done for the 20 stages. I just think, obviously, you know, sometimes you can get a bit lucky and get the Broly combo. Like here, we're going to get the Broly combo and we're going to dish out some big damage right off the bat, basically take them all the way to halfway. And then other times you can just not get the Broly combo at all. So it's just very, very, very dependent on, you know, how you get your setup and how your stages fall. But from there, you should be able to clear everything perfectly fine. Other useful cards, obviously you can run like Beerus, but he's super typed, so he loses advantage early. You can run the Ala Broly trio as well. They're relatively quite good. I think you could run... No, I think that's it actually, in terms of the extreme physical movie boss types. But like I say, nothing too bad, all pretty straightforward. So yeah, just enjoy going in and enjoying your stage. It's going to be really good. And then yeah, Cooler's going to, I think, finish this off. No, he's not going to be able to finish it off. Yeah, Lord Slug will finish it off. So there we go. And yeah, that'll be it. That'll be the 30 stages done. It took me about an hour, I want to say, of absent-minded grinding, kind of just pressing buttons. I didn't have to focus too hard. Would only really look from time to time to make sure that maybe Cooler's linked up with Lord Slug, or that the Brolys are together if I have them on rotation. But then that's about it, really. There was nothing too much to worry about. No single unit could have got us killed or anything out of this team, so... yeah, I was pretty impressed overall, and I was quite happy about it. So yeah, 30 stones, 35 stones if you get the challenges, and the EZA for Gogeta. I'll take these any day. Really, really, really happy with this. Obviously at the end there you could see it was extreme int, extreme physical, movie boss type enemies, and then obviously we'll just take a look at the easy A again. So he's a 120% attack and defense. He's obviously gains his evasion, then his attack, and then his crit based on rainbow orbs. And now we just quickly jump into the free-to-play team. So this team here has the metal cooler from the Battlefield shop as the lead. Then we have the movie bosses freezer. We have Lord Slug and Final Form cooler. Those are the two units that we took again from the previous team. We kept the physical metal cooler, and we added in the int extreme movie boss Broly. So yeah, we did make some significant changes there. You will see them kind of show up now. It wasn't too bad really with them. Again, the stats nerf from having metal cooler as the lead really just made us take a bit more damage and made it take a bit longer. But again, at no stage was I really too concerned about dying. So at the end of the day, I can't really fault this team. I think if you're struggling, if you don't have the units, you can run a team like this. But you will need at least 2 summonable physical movie boss type cards to fill in the slot of Lord Slug and to fill in the slot of Cooler. Otherwise, just take an extreme physical card or maybe an extreme int movie boss that's quite tanky. That might be enough to get you, get you through the stage. But we're really just relying on the Broly and this metal cooler to dish out some decent honey and get us that bread. So yeah, just gonna go from there. This extreme int Broly is probably the most underwhelming of the cards from that event. So he's just really struck and stuck in the stage. Like, he doesn't do much, but he didn't get hit, so I couldn't really evaluate his tanking. But if you just move him to wherever he's not going to get hit the most, you should be fine. Like I said, we were never truly that close to dying. And a large portion of that is to the cooler. So when I say you will need at least 2 summonable cards, you will need 2 summonable cards. And if possible, just rather prefer taking extreme cooler as your lead and then just sticking a whole bunch of extreme physical guys on the team and then going from there. But yeah, like I said, get the stage done. So this team works. And I mean, if you're struggling, hopefully it gives you some ideas. But that's the easy A for Gogeta. Nothing too wild. Really nothing too hard, and free stones. And yeah, I think this is a easier you could farm for money. You definitely could. There is enough physical extreme movie boss type units to farm this a couple times. I don't think you could extort it all the way to like max, but you definitely could run it quite a few times to get some cash. So yeah, if you're looking to farm some Zenny and you want to run an easy A for cash, this could be one that if you have a really good movie bosses extreme physical team, you could make a decent amount of whack here. So yeah, but thanks for watching, guys. I'll check you guys in the next video, and I hope this helps you get Gogeta. Cheers, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.